I have to be on a team with these.
Yo, I'm Naruto, you know?
You definitely recognize this iconic ninja, right? Today, we're going to draw Naruto Uzumaki in a clean and stylish way step by step. I'll guide you through the process, even if you're just starting out. We'll begin with simple shapes, build the proportions, then bring everything to life with the details from his spiky hair to his headband and signature expression. Grab your pencil, let's get started. I'm using a 6B pencil to get bold, visible lines. You can use any pencil, just apply a bit of pressure so your lines stand out clearly. I place several sheets under my drawing, not just one, so the pencil moves more smoothly and the lines come out cleaner. Start by drawing an imaginary circle to position the head. If you're a beginner, you can lightly draw it and erase it later with soft lines. Next, draw the jawline following the base of the circle. This helps define the face shape and give structure to the head. Now draw the headband by adding a horizontal line across the upper part of the face. This acts as a guide to place the eyes and keep the proportions balanced. Now go over the line to make it darker and cleaner. This helps define the structure and sets the foundation for the final drawing. Now add the ears on both sides of the face. They should align with the headband to keep the proportions correct. Now add the inner details of the ears. This gives more realism and depth to the drawing. Start with the top of the eyes to define their shape. I draw both eyes at the same time to keep them symmetrical. Since the eyes are key, they define the character's identity. Add a small shadow under the eye, just below the lower eyelid. Use very light strokes to create depth without making it too dark. Now continue with the inside of the eyes by adding the irises and pupils. Make sure to keep the same proportions and eye direction for a consistent look. Now draw the eyebrows above the eyes. They enhance the expression and give more character to the face. Now fill in the pupil with black. This adds intensity to the gaze and makes the eyes look more alive. Start the mouth with a line in the middle to define the opening. This helps position the smile before adding details. Now add the teeth by drawing a simple line inside the mouth. This suggests the teeth without making the drawing too heavy. Now add the 3 lines on each cheek. This is a key detail that makes the character instantly recognizable. Now continue with the headband by adding the outline above the head. This helps separate the forehead from the hair and structures the upper part of the face. Start drawing the hair above the headband. Since it sits on top, make sure to follow the shape of the headband. Draw the hair by following your reference image with light strokes. The goal is just to sketch the shape before refining it. Now go over the hair with darker, cleaner lines. This helps define each strand and adds volume. Before continuing, don't forget to subscribe to see upcoming drawings of other characters and keep learning with me. Draw the nose using 2 simple lines. This is enough to suggest it without making the drawing heavy. Draw 2 lines to define the neck. This connects the head to the body and sets the base of the posture. Now continue with the jacket collar by adding rounded shapes and folds. These lines add volume and make the clothing look more realistic. Now add the zipper in the center using 2 straight lines. This helps keep the drawing symmetrical and structures the upper body. Start drawing the hand by sketching the overall shape first. This helps position the proportions and the placement of the fingers. Draw the object in his hand by starting with a simple shape of cylinder. Then add details to give it volume and show how the hand is holding it. Continue by drawing the arm and the sleeve around the hand. Add curved lines to give volume to the fabric and clearly show the arm's position. Finish by drawing the rest of the body and the jacket details. Add seams, fabric folds, and the shoulder accessories to make it more realistic. Take your time to follow the lines carefully and keep good symmetry. Now add the symbol on the headband. Start with the main shape in the center, then refine the curves to make it clean and well proportioned. Finish the headband by adding the metal plate and the small rivets on the sides. Draw clean, even lines, then slightly reinforce some outlines to give a more polished finish to the drawing. Now we start shading. For the hair, add darker areas at the base of the strands and where they overlap. Use light, repeated strokes to create a gradient, keeping the tips slightly lighter to give a sense of volume. In this step, use a finer pencil, such as a well-sharpened HB or 2B. The tip should be sharp to better control shading lines. Slightly tilt the pencil to create softer, smoother strokes, and vary the pressure to achieve natural gradients. Add a light shadow inside the eye, around the iris. Darken the upper part slightly to simulate the eyelid shadow, and keep a small bright area for the highlight. Add a light shadow inside the ear, especially in the inner folds. Slightly darken the lower area to give volume while keeping the outlines clean. Add light shadows in the collar of the fur, especially between the folds. Darken the inner areas and keep the edges lighter to create volume and a soft texture. Add a light shadow on the neck, just under the chin. Gradually darken downward to create depth. Add light shadows around the mouth and under the nose. Slightly darken the corners of the mouth and just below it to create volume. Then add a small shadow under the nose to enhance depth. For the zipper, draw a zigzag line in the center to represent the zipper teeth, Keep the zigzags consistent and aligned for a clean result. Darken all the areas that should be in shadow to add depth to the drawing. Use stronger pressure for darker areas and lighter pressure for smooth shading. Use a square charcoal pencil for the darkest areas. It gives a deeper black and stronger shadows. Fill in the symbol at the center of the headband, it's the village logo. Add light shading to create a metallic effect, keeping some areas lighter for highlights. Add shading on the headband to enhance the metallic effect. Darken the edges and around the bolts, and keep a lighter area in the center to simulate light. Add light shading to the hair to give it volume. Darken slightly at the base of the spikes and keep the tips lighter to create a lighting effect. Use a blending stump to soften the shadows. Gently rub over shaded areas to create smoother gradients and a more realistic look. that's it. The drawing is finished. Even if it's not perfect, every drawing helps you improve. Keep practicing, observing details, and getting better step by step. With patience and consistency, you will see real progress. Don't give up.